All praises unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Wabakapradash. Peace, blessings, and much respect to the heads that rule well within Israel. Salutations to the hopeful elect throughout the four corners of this whole entire earth. No matter where, whom they may be, or what they may look like, pushing out this purified truth to the rest of the church who believe as well. You men who may not be teachers or prophets, you women, sons, and daughters also. The water to Yahweh Shai, because without him enduring and going to that cross for the nation of Israel and the nation of Israel alone, none of this would even be possible whatsoever. We're hoping to be saved, but we're not saved yet. Now, in order for us to be saved, what is it going to take? What tools do we need so that we can be more on point, so that we can be more confident that we may be saved? Okay? Well, first and foremost, we're not going to be saved according to our righteousness. Okay? It's all about whether or not you are of the elect. So let's touch on the book of Romans right quick. Romans chapter 11 and verse 5. Even so then, at this present time, also there is a remnant according to the election of grace. So those who are going to receive grace, those who are destined to be saved, are of the elect. The elect have already been chosen from the foundations of the world to be who they are. You can't make yourself the elect. You can't make yourself not the elect. So there's always been, even going all the way back to the days of Noah and his household, they were the remnant who were saved. In this present day, there is a remnant who are destined to be saved. Okay? So we're saying that no one is going to be saved based off of their righteousness, but based off of the grace from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai that's been given to those who are predestined to be the remnant of the hopeful elect. Okay? We call ourselves the hopeful elect because we hope we are, we don't know. But if we are, we are. If we're not, we're not. Okay? That's how straightforward it goes. Ephesians chapter 2 and verse 4. But God, who is rich in mercy, for his great love wherewith he loved us, even when we were dead in sins, hath quickened together with Mashiach. By grace ye are saved. So we are going to be saved through grace. That's why the elect, that is a highly important group that I should want to be a part of, because they, whoever they may be, are destined to receive grace and be saved. Verse 6, and hath raised us up together and made us sit together in heavenly places in Mashiach Yahweh Shai, that in the ages to come he might show the exceeding riches of his grace and his kindness towards us through Mashiach Yahweh Shai. For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of the power. So the elect are given grace because the elect have been given a gift known as faith. Now we understand without faith it is impossible to please Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You have to have faith in what? You have to have faith in the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. You have to have faith that their words are true. You have to have faith that regardless of all things that you may have to witness and endure, that it's not in vain, that there is a reward, regardless of who's watching your videos or who's not. And it can get old. It becomes ridiculous when you constantly do videos and then you don't get no views. And then you'll get views and all of a sudden they'll shoot back down. Well, if you're of the elect, if you're of the hopeful elect, which I'll say the elect, if you are of the elect, if you are called and chosen from the very beginning of the world, your story was written out in such a way that you may have a testimony, so that when a day does come and your deliverance is right before you, okay, you'll have a great story to tell others and how you endured and how you kept going. Because we're in this not for ourselves only, we're in this first and foremost for the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, and the rest of the elect. Okay. Let's go to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. And verse 9. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. So, in order for you to be saved, first and foremost, you would have to be of the elect. If you are of the elect, you are granted grace. And the reason why you're granted grace is because you were called from the very beginning to be granted grace, and you've been given a gift which is known as faith, which is required in this ministry, because without faith it is impossible to please Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And then within that faith that's been given unto you, you have belief within this ministry. You have faith that the words found within the scriptures, the doctrine of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is the truth. That's how you're going to be saved. And typically, no one is saved at this particular time because we're still in this captivity. Okay? But in the Christian church, they'll tell you that if you so-called baptize yourself in water, that you're officially saved. You can go back to your filthiness. You can go back to being who you was, but now you're saved. All you have to do is call on who they call Jesus Christ, and life goes on. Okay? But it's not that simple. Okay? Having faith, that's part of it. But with faith, you have to show that you have faith by believing in the truth. And when you believe in the truth, you have to show that you believe in the truth by putting forth effort. Let's go to 2nd Ezra. 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and verse 7. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land, and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. So who was that who had been sanctified from the beginning? That's speaking of the elect of the nation of Israel. The elect man, woman, son, and daughter who have been predestined from the very beginning, they are going to receive grace and be saved, and they're going to be given the gift of faith so that they may believe within this ministry the words that are being spoken and this doctrine that's been given to us from the heavens. All right? So we're saved through grace that's been given to us if we're of the elect from the very beginning. Okay? And with that, it comes work. You have to show work. Let's read 2nd Ezra 9 and 7 again. To everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed. So at the beginning of my lessons, I'll say to the rest of the church who believe as well, you men who may not be teachers or prophets, you women, sons, and daughters also. So just because you're not a prophet doesn't mean you don't have work to do. Let's say you're a woman. Of course you're not a prophet, but what works can you do? If you have a husband, your work should be pleasing your husband. If you don't have a husband, your work should just come from, just be a woman. Just be low-key, believe in the ministry, do your best to walk how a woman is supposed to walk. And if you're single, okay, if the Lord wants you to have a man, you're going to have a man. Especially in this day and age where men, they're looking for real women. That's the thing. Real women are scarce right now. To be a hoe, to be a harlot, that's common. That's a common practice within the so-called woman of today. Carry yourself as a woman. And there's really no real reason why the Lord won't find mercy upon you if you're doing the duties of a woman. If you're a man, okay, if you're not a prophet, your duties may not be to go out and teach. Your duties may be just get in the scriptures, take notes, watch lessons, tell people who you may speak to here and there about this ministry. If you see brothers on the streets teaching, get them some water. If you got brothers information, send them tithes. There's things that you can do. But each and every one of us, we have to show forth effort so that we may be saved. And those who are of the elect, those who are of the remnant, they will have the spirit within them to do the work, not just sit on this truth like it's a chair and then thinking that, doing that, you're going to be saved. All right. Let's go to Ezekiel, and I'm going to close it. This is Ezekiel chapter 14. I'll jump back. Ezekiel chapter 14 and 13. Verse 12. The word of the Lord came again to me, saying, Son of man, when the land sinneth against me by trespassing grievously, then will I stretch out my hand upon it, and will break the staff of the bread thereof, and will send famine upon it, and will cut off the man and beast from it. Though these three men, Noah, Daniel, and Job, were in it, they should deliver but their own souls by their righteousness, saith the Lord. So we have to seek out our own salvation. We have to worry about ourselves to where, it's kind of selfish, because being in this ministry, you're going to be saved through grace by being called from the beginning, but the Lord is going to put something in you called faith, which is going to require you to show forth effort. You're going to show work one way or another. You have to have the mentality, of delivering your own soul, which none of us can really do, but what that's saying is, put faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, walk accordingly to knowledge of the scriptures, be obedient to the word as much as possible. And with that, the Lord, he'll reward you openly. Okay? So right now, none of us are saved because we're still in this captivity, but we're hoping to be saved. And we're going to be saved through the gift that has been given, if we are of the elect, from the beginning of the world, known as grace. And we're hoping to be of the elect of grace, the election of grace. So we have to have the mentality of other men before us by saving our own souls, by doing what the Lord asked of us, regardless of what everybody else is doing or what they believe or don't believe. Okay? Now I'll close it with this. I know I said I close it there, but I'll just end it here. This is the book of Acts, chapter 2 and verse 40. And with many other words did he testify and exhort, saying, Save yourselves from this untoward generation. So we have to save ourselves, just like Noah, Daniel, and Job, and many of the other holy prophets who came before us, who some are back on this earth today. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and close it there. Lord willing, this was simple. It was edifying. How are we going to be saved? To just break it down, we're going to be saved through grace. We're going to be saved through the belief in this truth. We're going to be saved through whether or not we were called and chose from the very beginning. Okay? We're going to be saved through having faith, which is a gift that not everybody has. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Shalom.